Hey everyone, welcome to Rhygar Gaming. It's Rhygar here, and today we're going to carry on building our city, and we're also going to look at the parallel mod tool, which we installed last episode, but we didn't get to try it out by the time of the end of that episode. So if you haven't already, install the parallel mod tool, or parallel road mod. You can get it from my mod list, which is linked in the description of this video. Just click the show more button to see the link and then go to that. Otherwise you can search parallel road mod in the workshop as well and install that. Unfortunately, if you're on console and you can't install mods, then you will have to do parallel roads yourself. So if you remember back to the last episode, we had created a highway that curves around, goes through this service interchange and then off to the full highway interchange here, and then that goes off into our forestry sector, which we're going to build in a minute. But when I did the curve over here, I did it manually without the parallel road tool mod, and so it was a bit uneven and not spaced correctly and so on. So using the mod, I've lined up this road nicely to the default spacing between the two lanes of a highway, and now we're going to use the tool to generate a mod. So I could just do it separately, and because these are now the same heights and distances apart, it will work by just going that to there. Oops, use the actual highway. So that to there, and then that to there, and that will space it out. But if you want to use the parallel road mod, then it comes up with a new button down here. So it looks like two parallel highways here. So you just select that. If the window sometimes the window doesn't show up for some reason, so you can go Control P to open it and Control P to close it. So if it doesn't come up straight away, just hit Control P a couple of times. So at the moment, this thing here is for your first road, so that'll be your first road that you pull out. So at the moment only one road is selected, so it just acts like it would normally do. So not much use there. And same as selected means use the road that's currently selected. So at the moment I've got highway selected, so it will use the highway. If I choose this one here, which is, that's this one here, highway with sound barrier, then it's going to give us a highway with sound barrier. If I choose this, which is the national road, then it will give us a national road instead. Cool, so it will just choose whatever's been selected. So that just gives us one lane. Now to add a second lane and make it parallel to what we're drawing, we want to click the plus here, and that adds a new option. So currently national road is what's selected. So if we go back and select this, you'll see it doesn't change the drop down because it was selected before. So what you can do is click on the little arrow here, and you can scroll all the way back up, and does it come up with same as selected? Just keep scrolling. Fortunately there's no easy way to get there. There we go. So you can choose same as selected, so that means it will just use whatever's selected for both of those two things. So this button here allows you just to search for something. So if you go highway, it'll try and find something which matches that, and then if you click the down arrow, it only shows you things with highway in the name. If we choose path, then it will only show us things which have a path. Sweet. So we're going to put that back to same as selected. If I choose same, so if you choose same, it'll come up with same as selected, which is quite nice. Turn that off. Alright, so at the moment what we do now is if I do this and then do that, it will draw it, but both lanes will be going in the same direction, which is not what we want. Okay, so we want this first road to be going in the normal direction, but the other road to be going in the other direction. So to save you having to create it and then use the upgrade tool to change the lane arrows, you can click on this, which means toggle the direction to go in reverse. So if I do this road here, that'll go in the normal direction, and when it adds the other road, that'll go in the other direction. Okay, so that one is really useful because we've got roads going in two different directions parallel to each other. Sweet. Now again, if we look over here, if I pull this out, actually I'll just use a straight road because it's easier to see. If I pull this out, you can see the second lane is shown next to it, but it's right next door to it. Alright, so we need to increase the gap between those two particular roads. So this is this tool here, so increase the horizontal distance. So if I make that 24 and press enter, you can see now there's more of a gap between the two. Let's increase it even further. Let's make it 28. Now there's more of a gap, but you can see that the second lane doesn't quite match up with the existing road, so we still need more of a gap. So let's try 30. Not quite, so let's try 32. Yep, you can see the now 32 gap between the two roads is the perfect distance. What is it quite? Let's try 34 maybe. No, that's too far. What about 33? No, that's too far. I think it's 32 is the correct distance. Yeah, that looks about right. So 32 is the one we want for the default gap between the highway lanes. And then this one here is the vertical distance. So at the moment they're both going to be at the same distance. So if we make that 12 and then do that, you can see the other one is 12 units higher than the previous one. Alright, so that's how you can control the distance if you want them to be different heights. Sweet as. So that's what they do. Alright, so now we want them to be the same height, so we'll put that at 0. So what we can do now is take our curve tool, choose that, go to there, and you can see that it matches up perfectly. Sweet. Why did that happen there? That's a bit weird. Sometimes they don't. So over here you can see that they've kind of joined up, but it's not joined up correctly. So you just need to fix those up. It's a little bit of a quirk of the tool, for the way, just because of the way it seems to work sometimes. So sometimes you need to delete the edges and then just reconnect them, but make sure you turn off the parallel road tool. So for that one, we can just go straight into there. And then this one, we can just curve that around. And then it connects up properly, and then we'll just change the lane arrows. So you do have to watch out for where it actually connects, but you can see we now get a very nice even gap between that. So if we have a play around, if I just choose that, let's find some space over here. We can just move that to down the bottom here. Cool, so we can use the freeform tool, and it's just going to be drawing along there. So you can see we do that. Cool, and you can see that once you've started, it will connect up properly. It's just when you connect using the tool to an existing road does it cause a problem. But you can see that the lanes just match the curves perfectly, so you get a very nice symmetrical curve using your two lanes, which is really cool. And then you can just you can add, can we add another one? We can. Alright, so we want more of a gap, so that should be 64, because that's away from the original one, and we'll make that same as selected. Whoops. Let's go same. Cool, and you can see they're all the same distance now. So if you wanted to create 3 curved lanes, you can happily do that as well. So that's pretty cool. Oh, that's not going to quite work correctly. There we go. Sweet. So you can see that the tool is really useful for producing nice curves for your highways and any other type of roading system which has parallel lines. And you can also save a preset. So we've got this is exactly what we want for our highway. So let's go save preset, and we'll call it highway. Click export. Oh, got an error there. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so it looks like it doesn't work for me. It might work for you maybe. but it looks like the saving doesn't work. But we know we can just remember 32 distance, and that's the one we want. So the parallel road tool is really cool. It means that you can do some nice freestyle highways, and you can get the same gap every single time, which is excellent. So big ups to whoever created that tool. Done an awesome job there, and it's a really useful addition to the game. Sweet. So at the moment we're at a population of 5,851. We need to get to 7,500 to be able to get some cool features. So we'll be able to do high density residential, high density commercial, and also build offices. So we want to build offices when we start to get university educated people. So we don't need that offices until we do that. So you don't want to build it too quickly. And then the new buildings we'll get is an incineration plant, so we can get rid of our landfills and just burn our rubbish. Don't worry, it doesn't produce too many greenhouse gases. We can build a university to further educate our citizens. You can build toll booths if you want to charge people for using your road system. I don't bother using that because you don't really make a huge amount of money, and I think road system should be free. It's paid for by taxes. But the cool one we're going to get is the metro system. So that allows you to build underground stations, but you can also build metro stations above ground. So metro is just a train system, but it can go underground or overground depending on what you like. So we need to build up to that. So we're going to need to build some a nice residential area in here. Alright, so yeah, we're probably going to need to build the residential area first. So I'm going to build that out and then speed it up for you for the recording. So you can just watch or kind of skip ahead a bit if you want to. Alright, so I've built in a nice kind of residential area in here, put in some collector roads off our arterial roads here, and then have some local roads. So I decided to go for some slightly nicer roads because this is going to be a slightly nicer area to live in. So nice tree-lined roads lined with trees, and a bit of grass there as well. So that will be cool. We're going to put some residential areas into there. So kind of try to produce some kind of interesting roading part. It will be good to put in some paths as well. So remember, we want to give walking options for people because we will have probably some bus lines and we'll have some metro stations and things like that, so they can walk to their destination, which will be a good idea. So let's put in some walking paths. Alright, so let's fill in some residential area, and we probably want a little bit of area for some shopping in here as well. Here's a nice kind of condensed place. We can have some shops in here. Sweet. And then we can just fill all of the rest of that area in with residential. But we don't want this side, because we want to build some more roads out that side. So we'll take that out, take that little bit out there. Sweet. Let's take this bit out. That looks good. Paint in that area. Alright, so let's unpause it and see what kind of buildings we get in this area here. Alright, let's go. Put it on fast speed. Oh wait, need some power and water. Just about forgot that. So let's pull some power across. We can pull it from here. Go right up to there. That should be enough. And then water. Let's pull that pipe up here. Snapping back on would help. There we go, lots of power and water for our people. Alright, let's get that running again. Alright, it's filling in. So we don't have power going all the way across there yet because that hasn't been built up. So we might just need to bring across. I think our water supply is a bit low. No, that should be okay. Oh, it's not connected here for some reason. That's interesting. So always watch out for that. There could be some places in your network for your power or water which isn't quite connected up properly, which will cause a problem. Alright, you can see the power is starting to kind of come across a little bit, but we can help them out by just putting some power across here, and then we'll take that away again later on. Come on, are you connected? Yeah, it is. Okay, I think we're now running out of water. No, not quite. This one here is not connected. Oh, look at that. Not quite connected correctly. Let's fix that up. Sweet, looking better, nice. Sweet, so our shops are all nicely built up. We've got some nice houses coming in, which is cool. And we'll need to sort some more things out for that later on. Alright, we need to use our traffic manager mod and set up all the intersections and things. So let's go to that. So I figured out what was wrong with the transparency overlay. So if you use the priority symbol keys, they appear before they were very transparent. So in the settings for the mod, so TMPE, and go to here. So the window opacity going this way makes the window transparent, but for the overlay transparency it's the other direction for some reason, so it might be just a slight bug there. So when we have it here, then it makes it very transparent, which is not what we want, because we want to be able to see that priority symbol. So we want to change it the other way. So I don't know why that's different, but it should be both the same for both of them, but now we can see that correctly. Sweet, so let's just set up that. So if you just go control click, that sets it up correctly. If you go control click again, does it change the direction? No. Alright, so we can see that priority is going this direction you have to give way. Sweet. And then we want to do the lane arrow, so choose your lane arrow tool, control click, and we get dedicated turning lanes. Now I've set it the traffic manager options to show me these all the time in the overlays section. So if we go back to the settings, if you go to overlays, you can choose what you want to see all the time. So we can turn that off and turn that off for now. and it will just show us the priority symbols. Sweet, so we need to do here, so let's choose the lane arrows, go control click, and that sets that up so we get dedicated turning lanes. This is all fine, so we just need to follow our collector road up, so we need to control click here, keep going, control click here. So basically for your collector roads is where you need to do it, because those are more than one lane. Control click, control click, control click. Now at the moment you probably haven't seen me, oh there's one over here, control click, and one there, control click. You haven't seen it at night time yet. It's because I've disabled the time system so it doesn't do nighttime. So in the options for the game, if we go to gameplay, you can put in use day-night cycle if you want, and if you do that, when it gets dark it will turn all the lights on. I think I did it one of the really earliest episodes, and then I never really turned it back on. But now they have lots of things in our city, it might look kind of cool at night. So let's carry on setting up our lanes. Whoops. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, I had to turn that off. So control click. Alright, that was it all the way around. That's cool. Cool, and then we just want to set up the priority symbols, or the giveaway symbols if you're in New Zealand. So hold down the shift key, scroll out so you can see how far it goes. So that looks pretty good. So we do that road, then we'll do this road, and just at the ends of this road we want to make sure that those are correct. So if we come down here, that's not correct because priority is this way, not this way. So control click turns it around the other way. Excellent. And then down here, control click turns it around the other way as well. And then the rest of that is all good. So that just keeps the traffic flowing nicely for that. Oh, we've got a fire in here. We've got a fire engine coming up. There it is. Yay. Put out that fire, dude. There we go, done that. So we're going to need some fire. So we need some services in here for these people. So we'll need a fire station and a police station as well. So let's go to the fire department. I always use the little ones because you have more places around to put it. So let's put it over here on a collector road. Oh, there we go. We've hit the new big town. Awesome. So it didn't take us long to do that. And then in the next episode, we're going to look at the incineration plant and the underground station and build in our metro station. Because at the moment, there's no buses in this area. And when we build out our forestry area, we don't have any transportation there. So we want to build a metro station. So buses are good for local transport within a particular area or suburb, and then metro is good for connecting different suburbs together. Alright, so that's what we'll use the metro for. So alright, so let's put in our firehouse. We'll put one there. We want a police station. Look at all those happy people. So we'll put a police station. Yeah, let's put it there. You can see how far the green goes. If we put it in here, that gives us lots of green. Do we want to put it within the house? No, we don't want to put it right where the houses are. Let's put it here. Even though some of the roads are grey, it will still get to those areas, so that's okay. Cool, let's look at our education. Do we need more schools? So at the moment, there's 804 people eligible for elementary or school, but we only have a capacity for 300. So I've kind of neglected the education system. There's only one elementary school over here, so we better stick some more in. So, so elementary school. So I've got some people over here. So maybe we want an elementary school here. So that covers this area. And then, so that takes our eligibility up to 798. So even though we've got, capacity is 600, so we still need some more. So it would be good to put a school in this area over here. Have we got a nice space for it? Let's put it here. And that will cover all of this area here. And so we've now have our capacity up to 900, so that takes care of all the people that are eligible. Awesome. Alright, so uneducated is for people that haven't gone to any form of schooling. Educated are the people that have graduated elementary school. Well educated are the people that have graduated high school, and highly educated are the people that have graduated from university. So that's why our highly educated is very low, because we don't have any university yet. So let's click on the high school tab. We've got 998 people eligible and a capacity of 1,000. So really we need another high school, right? So this high school is servicing all of this area here. So we should stick a high school in this area, because we're going to add some more residential around here as well. So let's put in a new high school. Where's a good place for that? Maybe out here? Can you fit in there nicely? No. Maybe we can stick a road out and have it over here somewhere. Well, I don't want it too close to the highway, do we? Let's put it out here somewhere. Cool, so let's take a road. So we can use our picker tool, and we can pick one of our nice roads. So again, that's our nighttime view of our city. So it looks pretty awesome. But when we're building stuff, it just makes it a bit more difficult when you're building things. So I'm going to turn the night cycle off again, but just remember you can turn it on whenever you want. Sweet, let's build a road out. So again, use our picker tool. We want one of these roads. Let's just build it out from here. And then kind of just go out to there. We're going to lose a house, but it'll get rebuilt. Apologies for that. Don't want anything there. Right. I think we're having power problems, but we'll get to that in a minute. So let's build our high school, and it should fit in nicely right over here. Awesome. So let's put it there. That'll service all of this area. They'll all be able to get to it. Let's check our power situation. Yep, we don't have enough production, which is causing our sewage system to back up. So we need some more power for our people. So we can build another power plant. So we still don't have any other kind of clean ones, so we'll just go for the coal power plant again. Eventually we'll get to some more cleaner forms of energy. Cool, that should power that and get our sewage pumping stations back going, and that should all disappear in a minute. Fingers crossed. Come on. Yep, they're all disappearing. Awesome. Sweet, alright, so there's our residential area done. Let's check our unemployment situation. We've got 14% unemployment, excellent. So that means we can start to build some of our forestry industry. So I need to put some zones in. So we had our residential zones over here, we had our farming zone. Here's another residential zone, so that's going to take in all of this area in here. So we'll just put in a new zone. Sweet. Oops. Awesome. Alright, so then we have a new residential zone, and what we want to do in here is make this all forestry. So we'll do it to here for now, and then we can extend it further when required. Cool, so remember how we do the forestry specialization. So go to the industrial specializations tab, we want forestry, click on that, and then that will set it up as forestry industry only when we build it. Alright, so we can see we've got a huge demand for industrial, so let's put in our forestry industry. Cool, we'll just put in that much, and we need to do our traffic manager settings in here. So we want some dedicated turning lanes. So control click, we get dedicated turning lanes. Control click, control click. Do that one, do that one. So it's always good to do them when you do your roads, because then you don't have to worry about it later on. Down here, there's one there. I think that should be it. Sweet. Awesome, so we can see our forestry buildings are starting to be done. The terrain just looks a bit odd because it's on a bank. It's just the way it is. Alright, and we can start to see some interesting forestry buildings turn up. So remember, you can plant trees to build your own forestry industry. Cool, and we'll need some power. Ooh, let's bring that across. So, power line. Put that there, that should connect it up. Cool, let's bring some water across. Sweet. Now they've got some water to be able to do stuff with their processing plants. So you can see we're going to getting some forestry related buildings, some timber in the backyard there as storage, and then you should start to see the trucks go out. They can get onto the highway directly, so they have a nice easy way onto the highway. They can get into our city very easily as well, so that's going to be a really nice place for our forestry industry. Cool. The only problem is it's hard for people to get over here to do their jobs because we don't have any form of transport, but we're going to fix that by building a metro system in the next exercise. Alright, so that's how we use the parallel road mod. Really handy, and we're going to build up our forestry industry, produce a metro system, and just remember when you're playing, keep an eye on all the different things that you're doing. So you can see we start to get not enough people, not enough workers, so not enough educated workers. So you can see that it needs 5 highly educated workers, but we only have 3, right? So same with that one, we need 3 highly educated workers, but we only have 1. So that's why they're kind of complaining. So they still have 4 out of 4 workers, but they don't have enough highly educated ones. So once we build our university system, that will get better. Sweet. Alright, so that's the end of this particular episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, give it a thumbs down. That's fine by me as well. If you have any comments to make, please make them in the comments. And if you like my content, then give me a subscribe. That way it helps for the YouTube algorithm for other people to find these particular videos as well. So that's for this particular episode. I will catch you in the next episode.